Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, we'll be diving deep into a topic, Azure pipeline dependencies. So I'll give you a walkthrough on how you can understand the dependencies between different pipeline stages or your tasks. So in a nutshell, Azure DevOps dependency is just a relationship or a linkage between multiple pipeline stages, jobs, or your tasks, where one depends on the output or the result of another job or task or pipeline before it can execute. So the dependency will enable the pipeline to work in a coordinated manner, thereby ensuring the execution flow in a logical or sequential order. So I'll give you a walkthrough on how you can implement dependencies depending on the scenario that you're working on. So how you can implement dependencies between stages, your jobs, and the rest. So as you can see on my screen, this is a demo pipeline file that I'll use to give you a walkthrough on dependencies. So with this, we have four stages. The first within this pipeline is a trigger, which is the main branch. Once you commit to this main branch, automatically the pipeline will pick up. And then we have our pull image for the agent job. In our previous video, I showed you how you can create a pipeline agent, self-hosted agent. So, but in this video, we are using a Microsoft hosted agent. So we have four stages. The first stage is to build the app, which has two jobs. So first is build the front end. The second job is to build the back end, all in one stage. Then stage two is to deploy to dev. So with two jobs, deploy to dev front end, deploy the back end to dev as well. Then the stage three is deploy to UAT with two jobs as well, deploy front end and deploy back end to UAT. And the last stage, which is the fourth one, is deploy to prod. So let's do a trigger and see how the pipeline works. So first, the pipeline will run sequentially because I've not actually implemented I have not actually implemented the dependencies. But after this first run, just for me to give you a demo and explain sequential running of the pipelines and then how you can make it to run in parallel or also depend on one another before another job starts. So as you can see, is running sequentially now. The first, build the app. Second, deploy to dev environment. Deploy to UAT. And then deploy to prod. So this stage will not start except this one finishes. So it's running sequentially. So what you can see here, one starts after the other has finished. So it's running sequentially. So after this, I'll show you how you can implement dependencies in using different scenarios. So let's just give it a few minutes to complete. So as you can see, the pipeline has finished and the pipeline run sequentially. Let's edit the pipeline again and implement dependency. Then on the stage one, shouldn't depend on anyone. Second stage, we implement dependency. First, before adding the stage it will depend on. Let's give it an empty string and then you see how that works. Okay. And then on this, I'll only uncomment one. Yeah. Okay, good. So let's save this and run. Okay, good. So adding a dependency but not specifying a stage where the stage will depend on will make the pipeline just like we added an empty string. So it will just make the pipeline to run in parallel. So all the jobs will start running at the same, all the stages will start running at the same time. But for you to be able to do this, you have to spin up 4 agents. So, but if you are using Azure Pipeline Agents managed by Microsoft, then 4 agents will be spinned up for you to use at the same time. So, but if you are using self-hosted agent, you have to reference 4 agents that will be able to run the jobs in parallel order. So while this is running, let's modify the pipeline again and then implement the dependency in a different way. Okay, good. So this is the first stage. So we make this stage to depend on it. The second stage to depend on the first stage. So this will not run until the first stage finishes. So it will depend on that. The third stage also will make it to depend on the first. So just make sure that the name that you are adding on this depends on is the same with the stage name, else it will give you errors. Then on the third, on the fourth stage, yes, we want it to depend on the two previous stages. So this is how you specify that the name of the stages hyphen the name of the stages hyphen the name of the stages. That is if we want to reference multiple stages that this particular stage will depend on. So once we commit this, you see the structure of how this pipeline will run now. Okay, so this is still running. Let's refresh and see. Yes, as you can see, these pipelines are running in parallel. Okay, good. Finalizing the job. Let's just give it few minutes or seconds to round up. Then if we go back to our pipeline, you see that this one I've started but is waiting for the previous pipeline that will trigger to start. And then this is how the architecture looks like based on the dependency that we just implemented. So this depends on the first build. Also UAT environment also depends on the first build, and then the last stage, which is deployed to the prod, depends on these two. So these two jobs will wait for this job to finish, while this last one will wait for these two jobs to finish. So this is how you can link your dependencies within your pipeline. So depending on your code structure or what you're trying to achieve, so this is how you can implement dependencies on your environment. Okay, good. So I've started running, and then once you allow it to finish up, you see that this won't start until this finishes, and this won't start till this two finishes. So this is basically how you can implement dependency within your pipeline. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also drop a comment if you want us to treat any other topic next. So you can drop that on the comment or ask your questions for clarity, and we'll do well to respond to you as soon as possible. As we promised in our previous videos, we'll treat every aspect of Azure DevOps interface. We will simplify it for your understanding. See you in our next video. Thank you.